another thing I wanted to bring up real quick for you. I don't know if DT talked about it, but what about the big switch from SmackDown finally leaving Sci-Fi and going over to USA Network?
Thank God.
Right? I felt the same way.
Just always was kind of like,
Right. And it was just a weird outside channel. There was nothing even remotely close to Raw or anything. There was no sports on Sci-Fi ever. You know what I mean? And I know USA really, every once in a while, they'll throw in like a baseball game or you'll see something on there. I mean, besides the Westminster Dog Show. But I mean, there's always something random on USA. But I mean, now that they have WWE Raw on there, it just makes sense to put SmackDown on there as well. And I wonder if there's going to be a lot more collaboration between the two shows now that they're directly on the same network.
Well, I hope so. I'll be honest with you. I don't watch SmackDown anymore. Not really. I don't care for the show anymore. A few years ago, it was great, and 10 years ago, it was fantastic when Heyman was writing it. And just last couple of years, it's once again, it's not a must-watch thing. I'll watch clips on YouTube or I'll watch some, highlights. Obviously, I'm always watching something. If something is of note, I'll go back and check it out. I don't just completely not watch the show and 100% zone out. But to watch it from start to finish is a priority. No. Yeah. Because once again, I don't think there's anything you're going to miss. It's definitely when it was catching up when Heyman was writing it a few years back, and it was different. It was almost equal, if not better than Raw at some points. Mm-hmm. And now it is clearly a B show, even though a lot of the same guys are on the same show. Sure. But it's clearly not remotely as important as Raw.
Sure. No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the bigger things about SmackDown that has become very noticeable over the last five years especially, is that it really is the you can miss it show. You know what I mean?
You can miss it. You can absolutely miss it.
Right. I mean,
you can miss it.
And that's the thing too. Is that really falls reflective upon the writing team and stuff like that. Because 10 years ago you couldn't say that. 10 years ago you had to watch SmackDown. You had to watch Raw, and you had to watch SmackDown. 5 years.
No, absolutely. And we all did.
Right. And now it's a complete joke. So I mean, if anything, that falls upon the writing team. That falls upon the employees of WWE that are sanctioned to run that side of the business, that are supposed to run SmackDown. You think that's what I'm saying is, do you think now that it's on their network, now that it's all underneath one banner, do you think WWE is going to focus any more time to it? You think it's going to be the same old fucking shit? Do you think that there's going to be new changes? Are they going to do a brand split perhaps, or exclusive wrestlers or non-exclusive? I mean, is there going to be any fucking changes or nothing at all?
I think they should make it all about the Big Show. They should have Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry on the whole SmackDown. No, 40 minutes of each guy. No, I really don't know. I mean, look, NXT is so amazing. Like what's going on with NXT and the buzz on the street and literally all over the place is for NXT, and I'm glad to see that because it's interesting. It's Triple H's baby and his creation. So that's people who want to hate on Triple H, but I love NXT, and that was his idea. Because let's face it, if there was no Triple H, there'd be no NXT. Vince would have never came up with that.
Right.
I mean, I don't think Vince would have pushed half these guys. Oh. But, and that's another thing, having three brands. Listen, the years back when they had the new ECW and SmackDown, everyone suffered for that. I mean, sometimes there's just a little too much going on. But it seems like NXT is like the most talked about thing now, and then Raw would be second, SmackDown a distant third. And it shouldn't really be like that, let's be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, when you even bring up the old days when we had ECW around, ECW was destined to fail because it was put on a network that could nowhere near allow the amount of blood and violence that had preceded ECW back in, let's say, 99.
What channel were they on back then?
Sci-Fi. It was on Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi, Kev.
No, that's Sci-Fi, wasn't it? No, they were on something before that, weren't they? Before it was Spike, what was that network called?
Oh,
CMC? No, it was like
TNN?
What was the name of that old network?
Shit,
what was that? Anybody? Do you have the chat room?
I think it was TNN. Yeah, it was TNN.
TNN, that's right. I couldn't remember the name of the old station. TNN. Yeah, that's when they really got fucked.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But as far as putting NXT on regular TV, or even having it fill up that SmackDown slot, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that it would do a lot better only because NXT isn't really cutting edge as far as the sense of, oh, this is too violent for my children. You know what I mean? I mean, other than a couple of...
Well, it's got two things. It's got that youthful exuberance,
yes.
which is excitement, and it's something a little bit different, and once again, they're injecting that youth factor, something that's probably like now, like trendy, whether it's trendy or whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's just hot for now, it won't be so hot later. I don't know. Time will tell. But right now, there's a buzz in the street, there's a buzz on social media, there's a buzz everywhere. I mean, I even seen people at shows that I worked wearing NXT shirts. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a good sign. You know what I mean? That's a good sign for a Florida-based location. Oh, yeah. People walking around the streets of Queens and Brooklyn wearing NXT shirts. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's how you gauge it. That's how you get. And these are young people I saw, maybe 16, 17 years old. And those are the people who are going to spread it to their friends. And guess what? They got a group of, that's when you have the most friends that you have in your life is when you're that age. And you can spread it around to your friends and go to the shows together and tell them, check this out, or what's this? Oh, you got to check this out. It's a great show. Or it's better than WWE bullshit that you watch on Monday night. This is a better program. And, that's what really happened, if you remember, Mish, with ECW.
Yeah.
It was like that youthful kind of, even though there's a lot of older people in the crowd, but it's mostly young people wanting an alternate product, and we're proud to rock the ECW shirts, and, this is a new type of wrestling, not like your Hulk Hogan and your bullshit, King Kong Bundy, all that stuff. I mean, like I said, it's people want to go against the grain. It's all professional wrestling. I mean, it's all the same damn thing when you really think about it, but it's just a different spin on it. And NXT is a great program to watch. It is exciting to see these talents because it seems like everybody in that territory, if you want to call it, not even call it developmental anymore, is a prospect for bigger things.
Sure.
Every one of them. I don't see one weak link like. From all, even everyone's cutting. I mean, you look at Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, all these people, and you're like, she could be the it girl. She could be the it girl. This guy, Finn Balor, could be a world champ, future world champion. This guy could be a future world champion. Neville could possibly be like a Rey Mysterio type. Sure. Like you probably even Triple H probably sits back there and go, gee, who should I push? That's a good problem to have when you really think about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But then you look at all this talent. And then you look at where it translates into WWE, Raw, and SmackDown. You got to see where the breakdown is. You know what I mean? At this point, you're right. You're absolutely right. Triple H should be very proud of his baby. NXT is doing very good. There's nobody that's saying, "Oh, NXT sucks dick." There's nobody out there saying that.
I don't see any. I got to be honest. I see that about everything else in wrestling. I don't see anybody saying it sucks. And show me if I've looked to see there's got to be some haters on there because it's affiliated with WWE, and they almost make like it's not when you really see their comments about it. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
you almost think that these people aren't aware that it's a part of the WWE.
But that's the thing. And that should be the fucking shocking, revealing moment right there, Kev, is that people don't realize that this is part of WWE. They don't think of it as being part of WWE. What the fuck sucks in WWE so bad that people would not even compare its own product to itself?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's funny because they don't even want, I'm sure you heard, they don't even want to call it like a AAA league anymore, like to downgrade it, which is because it is a developmental system. I mean, I know it used to be FCW and it kind of translated into something else, but I mean, it's basically a lot of the same guys and the trainers and whoever who are helping out. But it's now just called something different, in my opinion. And obviously, there's a lot more seasoned guys in there because when they got Neville, he was Pac, of course, and wrestled overseas for years. Finn Balor's been in the business for years and was in Japan. So, I mean, these are not guys coming out of the gym, as everybody says, or coming off a, model search. Some of them are. I mean, some guys, they're still going to find people that way. But they're getting a lot of the top talent on the independent circuit, and they're kind of plucking guys. But it seems that a lot of guys are happy. God, when I see Finn Balor interviewed, could that guy be more happier to be here than anybody else? Have you ever seen his interviews? The guy is ecstatic to be in the WWE.
Well, good for him. He should be. They're giving him the
right. But I'm saying, and he was told by don't go, and he keeps saying that everyone who told him don't go, the best decision he's ever made in his life. He's thrilled to be here. Like, I've never seen a guy so pleasant in interviews in my life. That's why they're probably salivating to get this guy up to the big leagues. But don't rush him so you don't ruin him too quick. Even though he's more than ready. He's been in wrestling for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's 30 years old. But but it's good to kind of see that where it's not like someone who they promised him a lot of money. He kind of had to do what he had to do to come here. He could have took a lot more money in Japan probably.
Sure, absolutely. I mean,
because they realize the power of once you're a star here in a company like that, you're a legit star in the business.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think
something AJ Styles never learned.
Well, he's a big movie star.
Maybe
now,
at 45
right?
he'll come here.